We extend our congratulations to the devoted commanders and fighters of the IRGC Aerospace Force over the 11th wave of the proud Operation True Promise 3, carried out using first-generation Fatah missiles that marks the beginning of the end for the so-called legendary air defenses of the Zionist army and the confusion and self-harm among the Zionist thugs.
The Fatah 1, developed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and unveiled in 2023, is a medium-range hypersonic ballistic missile with a range of 1,400 kilometers. Easily enough to reach any target in Israel from deep within Iranian territory. What makes the Fatah 1 so terrifying is its speed and agility. Traveling at up to Mach 15, it can cover the distance to Tel Aviv in mere minutes, while its maneuverable re-entry vehicle allows it to change course mid-flight, evading even the most advanced missile defense systems. But Fatah 1 is just the tip of Iran's missile spear. The Islamic Republic's arsenal includes the Emad and Khaybar Shekan medium-range ballistic missiles, both capable of striking Israel with ranges exceeding 1,000 kilometers. While Emad can carry 750 kilograms of munitions, Khaybar Shekan can carry a payload of 600 kilograms. These missiles, combined with the new hypersonic capability, give Iran the power to strike deep and hard, overwhelming Israeli defenses. Israel's air defense network is now under unprecedented strain. Aero interceptors costing $3 million apiece are being fired in huge numbers in a desperate bid to shield the nation. Intelligence sources warned that at the current rate, Israel's missile stockpiles could be depleted in just 10 to 12 days.
امتثل إيران بجميع الالتزامات اللي تعهد بها بموجب الاتفاقية المعروفة التي ذكرناها الآن. لا يمكن تقديم أي اعتراضات ضد إيران. ثم قررت الولايات المتحدة من جانب واحد الانسحاب من هذا الاتفاق، بينما استمر الأوروبيون في مطالبة إيران بالالتزام بالتزاماتها. حسنا، يجب أن تعذرني، لكن هذا نوع من الهراء. ليش إيران أنبش من خرج من هذا الاتفاق؟ الولايات المتحدة هي من خرج. الرئيس السابق ترامب قرر الخروج من الاتفاق، والأوروبيون يقولون نعم هذا ليس جيدا أن الأمريكيين خرجوا، ولكن عليكم أيها الإيرانيون الالتزام بكل شيء. من أي أساس الإيرانيين عذرا باللغة الروسية يبدو الأمر قاسيا بعض الشيء.
This completely unprovoked attack, no matter what Israel says to the contrary, is a gross violation of the UN Charter and international law. One is left with the impression that Israel's leadership is convinced that they have a completely free hand in the region.
Then there's Moscow's long-standing ties with Israel, dating back to the creation of the modern Israeli state. President Putin has maintained warm relations with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who frequently travelled to Russia before the war in Ukraine. Putin has repeatedly demonstrated Russia's readiness to take Israel's interests into account. Now those ties with both Israel and Iran may pay off, placing Russia in the position of a potential power broker, while offering the opportunity to further extend its influence across the region.
Dear citizens of Israel, we are on the 6th day of operation with All My Father. We embarked on this operation to remove two existential threats to the state of Israel: the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat. We are progressing step by step in these 10 days. We control the skies of Tehran. We are establishing with tremendous force the regime of the Ayatollahs. We are striking the nuclear, the missiles, the headquarters, the symbols of navigation. And I must tell you that I am speaking with world leaders. There is tremendous admiration for our achievements, for the achievements of our forces, and there is also tremendous admiration for you, the citizens of Israel, for your steadfast spirit, for the strength of your measure. And I want to say, we are enduring a lot of work, painful work, but we see that the home front is strong, the people are steadfast. The state of Israel is stronger than ever, the landing ground of government ministries, to provide assistance to all who are affected. At the same time, the intense fighting continues in the Gaza Strip. We are committed to continuing to achieve both missions. Recognizing Hamas and releasing all our hostages, both living and dead. We are not letting up on this. Unfortunately, in recent days, we have also lost heroic fighters. I share the grief of the families. We send our condolences on behalf of the government and the entire people. Hugs. We will continue to do so until we bring everyone together and until Hamas is finally recognized. I would like to thank President Trump, a very great friend of the State of Israel. I thank him for standing by our side. I thank him for the support that the United States is giving us in defending the name of Israel. We are in continuous contact, including our conversation last night, a very warm conversation. And I would like to thank President Trump for the support. Citizens of Israel, together we will fight. With God's help, together we will win.
Especially as we know Russia now warning the U.S. against providing any direct military aid to Israel. How significant is that warning, especially coming from Russia in this moment?
Yeah, well, I think the threat from Russia is possible. I think there's a much bigger threat if we were to get involved to Iranian forces directly attacking U.S. forces in the region, or worse, Iranian proxy forces striking U.S. forces. Again, we've got, somewhere between, troops arrayed across 8 to, 15 bases throughout the region. Baghdad, Kuwait, Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq, the UAE, Bahrain. This is why we've ordered the partial evacuation of the embassy in Baghdad and provided resources for withdrawal of U.S. dependents out of Bahrain. They're all within range of Iranian ballistic missiles, and they're all within range of Iranian proxy forces who had been attacking U.S. forces for, probably since 1979, but certainly in our most recent experience since 2003. So we're all well versed in the Iranian playbook in attacking U.S. forces using proxy forces, and that I think is a huge risk to our forces in the region.
That is deeply, deeply concerning, especially because there's been a thought that these proxy groups were perhaps depleted in this moment. But if that is a plan, right, that is deeply concerning. General Robert Abrams, it's always good to
yeah, that's not happening.
Israel has been bombing Tehran relentlessly. Iran, on the other hand, has fired over 400 missiles at Israel. Israeli air defenses have struggled to stop the incoming missiles. Now Iran has unleashed a new missile, a hypersonic missile. This comes at a time when Israeli Iron Dome has less than 2 weeks of ammo left.
Подземные заводы, они существуют, ничего с ними не произошло. И в этой связи, мне кажется, было бы правильным всем вместе поискать пути прекращения боевых действий, потому что уровень доверия достаточно высокий между нашими странами. У нас очень добрые отношения с Ираном. Мы могли бы продолжить эту работу и обеспечить их интересы в этой сфере.
Have you seen the Tucker Carlson and Senator Ted Cruz interview? It seems like this issue on whether or not the United States should strike is kind of dividing a lot of your supporters.
No, my supporters are for me. My supporters are America first. They make America great again. My supporters don't want to see Iran have a nuclear weapon. Tucker's a nice guy. He called and apologized the other day because he thought he said things that were a little bit too strong. And I appreciated that. And Ted Cruz is a nice guy. I mean, he's been with me for a long time. I'd say once the race was over, he's been with me ever since, right? But very simple. If they think that it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, then they should oppose me. But nobody thinks it's okay. People that don't want, I don't want to fight either. I'm not looking to fight. But if it's a choice between fighting and them having a nuclear weapon, you have to do what you have to do.
The war's 6th day has delivered a seismic shock. Iran has fired its Fatah-1 hypersonic missile directly at Tel Aviv, marking the first time such a weapon has been used in the conflict.